Welcome everyone, it's Romero17. This is going to be the UFC 4 2.03 patch notes breakdown. So main thing here is that there is now an increased vulnerability on clinch entry. Before it was too low, it allowed users to continue to try and clinch without much of a consequence. Yes, you could evade, but there was nothing to deter them from doing so. So increased vulnerability is significant for frontal strikes like jabs, straights, Superman punch, front body kicks, and it will make it a lot easier to hit stun them out of the clinch, make them feel threatened, and think about their clinch entry. They can't just come up to you and single collar you if you use the proper strike to intercept them as they go for the clinch. They fix issues with the ground and pound that allowed the strike to still damage the head. Even if you were blocking it, ignore the block meter, and you could still get finished. It'll still damage your head. So they've done a lot of work fixing that bug. Other things have been like character, fixing things with character. So Cynthia Calvillo did not have any submissions. Ben Askren's fight record, and I guess they fixed that a little bit. Wanderlei Silva could not clinch at all, so that's fixed. So those who love Wandy, good for y'all. Y'all gonna be chilling now. And I'm very happy that they've been able to put out this emergency patch. The community has been really needing this, especially with the state of the game, how it's been since launch. So I'm going to go into practice mode, and I'm going to show you guys little step-by-step examples of how some of these changes are going to help you out. So first things first, I'm going to have Alexander Volkanovski right here going to start to initiate the clinch. I'm going to use strikes such as Superman punch is going to hit stun him as he clinches. I'm going to slip counter. It's going to get the hit stun reaction that I want. The hardest counter right there is from the front kick, and of course I can slip way more responsibly than before to kind of magnetically clinch you up against your will. So another thing that has been fixed, they have removed haptic feedback from online modes. Haptic feedback, a lot of things that can be said about it. Just to say it's gone now. It's not going to be a concern for online modes. The cage back clinch, the stamina drain was extremely excessive, along with the headlock for the standing guillotine. So there was an intended stamina drain that was unnecessarily continuing during the animation of their follow-up move. So guys would just immediately lose all of their stamina. Literally all of your stamina, your short-term stamina is gone just from like one guillotine attempt. And it was extremely busted under the right hands of the right player. And with the backpack as well, the drain, you just stood up and that's it. All the stamina is going down. They fixed an issue where like you were unable to block immediately after posting during the ground and pound. So now you can properly use that framing defense, which I'll cover in another video. They fixed an issue with blocking after being hit in ground and pound. So now you can kind of move your head and block a lot more sufficiently. And they added an ability for the sub fighter to trigger an immediate escape after denying the backpack transition. So now you're not going to be stuck there when somebody keeps on going for the backpack, and now you don't have to worry about just camping R2, camp R2, and then potentially give up a takedown. This is a window for you now to escape. So now you can go R2 and then use the left stick immediately to break the clinch. And this is a huge change, because this is what a lot of people were fishing for in ranked championships, to try to get easy wins, especially on inexperienced players, and it turned them away from the game. So very happy about this change. A little bit more extra information there. You can pause the video and take a look at that. So a little bit of a further breakdown when it comes to the backpack, just their explanation on why they nerfed it. Now with the headlock on the stamina drain, as I mentioned earlier, you could deny the headlock, the little standing guillotine, and you would still lose stamina. The guy who was attacking did not lose any stamina. In that way, that's what made it busted. The low single, you could shoot it. If your opponent denied it, you lost no stamina. So they fixed that as well. They reduced the rate of stamina recovery during ground and pound. Before, the stamina would come up way too fast. Guys are throwing punches with like sledgehammers in their hands, and their stamina just keeps going high and high. There was like a bug where like you could just keep on going forever and ever in the ground and pound. It could even be off like the first knockdown, and then you lose the fight unfairly. So they've tuned the stamina recovery rate so that's similar to that of the ground rate. So it benefits the defender by making the ground and pound reversals and special transitions out of the ground and pound more viable. So this is going to force people to be a lot more thoughtful when they're choosing their strikes in ground and pound. You can't just mash buttons and expect to get where you want to be. So this is big, huge, and it's going to help players practice a lot more consistently against the ground and pound if they choose to play with friends. They've tuned the stamina and the damage on the backdrop takedown. Before, it was pretty much worthless if you slammed somebody down because you drained all your stamina. And so they fixed that. They took away a 0 from that. Somebody added a 0, and it kind of screwed things up there. And it also does body damage when you slam them. So it helps you out there. I think it gives you a little bit of GA too when you initiate it. There might be a momentum transition from there to help you to escape. And they also got rid of the bug when you get deep into a submission and then you lose all of your short-term stamina. So right here, I'm going to have Volkanovski pull up on me. So right over here, as you notice, I'm backing out of the clinch, and it's not draining an excessive amount of long-term stamina as the person defending the clinch. So before it was excessive. It'll take like 3-4 clinch attempts, and you can already drain somebody so much from a clinch attempt. And this is how they'll force you against the cage. So right here, I'm showing you from the backpack, the drain has been tuned. It's not excessive. Before, it'd probably take me down to where it says stamina. Right there, it has been tuned effectively, so it's not as busted anymore. I'm going to have Volkanovski clinch me again, and I'm going to show you how the defense is going to work and how it's going to drain Volkanovski when I stop his backpack attempt, right? So he's going to go for the backpack. Boom. I'm going to deny it. Notice I lose no stamina from denying. I'm doing the proper action, the proper defense. And if I want to break out of it, all I have to do is go forward on the left stick and boom, I just break it. Now that's going to cost a little bit of stamina, but it's a proper trade-off. Another thing right here, when it comes to the backpack transition, in order to slam them, once you have a stamina advantage or around roughly the same stamina, all you have to do is press one of the face buttons, square, triangle, circle, X, or R1 and X, one of those two, and you'll be able to slam them. You're going to notice here Volkanovski is going to take body damage and lose some stamina himself, and I'm safe. So right here, the changes with the standing guillotine. So here I'm going to press X, going to tie clinch, and a lot of players are able to kind of go for the guillotine, keep going for it, and it would not drain stamina if you deny. So watch, I'm going to deny it with Rafael Sunsao, and Poirier is the one losing stamina. My stamina is fine, despite me denying it. Before, I would be the one losing stamina, and Poirier can keep relentlessly attacking me with this guillotine. Notice now I'm not losing a lot of stamina once I'm put in the guillotine. Before, it would be extremely excessive. My stamina would probably hit all the way down to where it says stamina, and it'd be an easy submission for the player to initiate the guillotine if they know how to work the submission system. Notice that the gates aren't moving as fast. Obviously, I could have countered right there, but this is a huge proper change. It's going to force people to set up the guillotines. They can't just go up to you and then try to get a free sub right out the gate. This is great. This is just a great change for the game in general, man. Great change. So I'm also going to show the guillotine against the cage. Before, if you are up against the cage, if your opponent puts you up against the cage and goes for the guillotine, right? You kind of have to stay stuck there. You're just kind of stuck defending. You notice that it broke the clinch. So I'm going to clinch again with Dustin Poirier. If somebody goes for the guillotine and they put you up against the cage, that can trigger a special animation where you jump off, and progress in the bar would be excessive. Notice my stamina is fine. The stamina has been fixed, as I stated earlier, and you're still going to have a chance. It's not a GG, no re. But yeah, this is your patch notes breakdown, showing you guys some visual evidence of how the game has been worked on. Thank you to EA for listening to the community. This is Romero17, patch notes breakdown. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here.